Okay, I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Sacramento Area Sewer District and the Northern California Sanitation Agency's Financing Authority for Wednesday, May 13th, 2026. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll and establish a quorum?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Directors Desmond, Dickinson, Hume, Kaplan, Kennedy, Orozco, Pluckybaum, Rathel, Robles, Rodriguez, Sander,
Here.
Cerna,
Here.
Soon, Villegas,
Here.
Karpinski Costa, Weddington, and McGill. You have a quorum for the first item, but you do not have a quorum for the remaining of the meeting.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Will you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Again, I'd like to welcome everyone to this morning's proceedings for the Sacramento Area Sewer District, Northern California Sanitation Agency's Financing Authority. As the clerk already referenced, we have reached quorum for the first item, so we're going to go ahead and pursue the business relevant to that subject, and then hopefully as we get through it, we'll see other members of the Board of Directors arrive, and then we will continue with the balance of our agenda. If not, then we will take a brief recess until we reach quorum otherwise. So with that, first item.
May I read the announcement?
Oh, yes, please.
Chair?
Read our statement.
This meeting of the Sacramento Area Sewer District is live and recorded with closed captioning. It is cablecast on Metro Cable Channel 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast and DirecTV Uverse cable systems. It is also live streamed at metro14live.saccounty.gov. Today's meeting replayed Sunday, May 17th at 9 a.m. on Metro Cable Channel 14. Once posted, the recording of this meeting can be viewed on demand at youtube.com/MetroCable14. To make an in-person public comment, please complete a speaker request form and hand it to the clerk. The chairperson will call your name when it's your turn to make a comment. You may send written comments by email to boardclerk@saccounty.gov. Your comments will be routed to the board and filed in the record. This concludes your announcement, Mr. Chair.
Very good. Thank you, Madam Clerk. With that, our first item, please.
Our first item is authorized issuance of one or more series of refunding bonds to pay for the refunding of Sacramento Area Sewer District Collection System 2010A bonds and 2015 bonds. Presenter will be Glenn Iwamura, the Senior Accounting Manager.
Morning, Glenn. Morning. Madam Clerk, can we have the podium raised a little bit for
Sure.
Glenn? Thank you.
Do we have the slides for this?
Yes, Metro Cable, item one presentation, please.
Good morning, Chair, members of the board. My name is Glenn Iwamura, Senior Accounting Manager. Today we're here to recommend the authorization of the issuance of the 2026 bonds in order to refund the collection system's 2010 and 2015 bonds. Currently, the collection system of SacSewer has two outstanding bonds. The first is the 2015 bonds, which were issued in 2015 to refinance bonds previously issued in 2005. And these bonds became callable in August of last year. The second bond is the 2010A Build America bonds, which were issued to help finance the district's main administrative building on Gady Road, as well as the adjoining courtyard. In addition, the proceeds were used to fund improvements to the collection system in order to reduce potential sewer overflows, as well as to provide for growth in the service area. The 2010 bonds, though, do not have a call date, but a make-whole call provision. The provision makes the economics of refunding more sensitive to the interest rate movements and are generally not as economical to refund as compared to the bonds with regular call features, such as the 2015. However, we happen to be in a Goldilocks zone right now where the short and long-term interest rates are such that we can refund them at no cost to the district, and actually right now it's pretty cost neutral. Let's see. So we are looking to issue the Series 2026 bonds on a tax-exempt basis, allowing the collection system to refund the 2015 and 2010 bonds. And there are two main goals for issuing the 2026 bond. The first is to eliminate risk. The 2010 bonds rely on a federal subsidy, which covers about 33% of the interest cost of the bonds. But due to sequestration, the amount of the subsidy has been reduced by 5.7%, and there is no guarantee that this subsidy will continue into the future. And the second and probably the most important part of this refunding is to generate savings. The latest projection is showing about $7 million in savings, which has a net present value of about $5 million. This slide shows the sources and uses of the funds. All uses of the funds are to redeem the 2010 and 2015 bonds and to pay for the costs directly relating to the issuing of the bonds. There's going to be no new money or additional debt that will be taken on by the districts in the refunding. And some of the key metrics of the proposed 2026 bonds are shown here. The 2026 bonds do not extend the current amortization period of the existing bonds, which goes to 2040. And this means there's going to be no change in the collection system's future debt timeline in paying off the bond. In addition, there is an annual savings in the annual debt service that the district would have to pay, and that would be reduced from $14.2 million a year to approximately $13.3. Although this is on the slides, I do want to add that the district has a very dedicated and experienced team for this bond transaction. Montague, DeRose and Associates is a bond advisor for SacSewer, and they have extensive experience working with public agencies in these type of bond transactions. In addition, SacSewer has gone through a very competitive RFP process in selecting Wells Fargo as the lead underwriter and Siebert Williams and Shanks as a co-manager for this transaction. So with that, we are recommending the adoption of the financing authority and the SacSewer resolution, and to authorize the treasurer of the financing authority and SacSewer's director of finance or the district engineer to approve the distribution of the preliminary official statement and to approve the forms of and authorize the execution and delivery of all documents relating to the bond issuance. So with that, please let me know if there's any questions or comments.
Any questions? Sure. All right. Seeing none. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone sign up to speak on this matter?
We do not have any public speakers for this item.
All right. Very good. Okay. With that, Glenn, thank you for the staff report. I'd entertain a motion at this point.
So moved.
It's been moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded.
This is the financing authority, so only Cerna and Orozco are members, and our two members from Central San.
Right. Okay.
Just checking.
Can we have a, so will the seconder be?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. I'll second the motion. Any questions from those online?
No. None.
Okay. Hearing none, please vote. I guess we'll do a voice vote.
Aye.
Okay, one moment. Director Orozco,
Aye.
Director Cerna,
Aye.
Director Weddington,
Aye.
and Director McGill.
Yes.
Your motion passes unanimously.
Okay, very good. Director Dobson, you look like you want to say something.
Yeah, one other note, because there is a SacSewer resolution on there, so this is directed towards council, which I can't quite see over the monitors, but does that mean perhaps we could have the SacSewer board, if we get a quorum in the next few minutes, to approve that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, so this concludes the business for item 1.
For item
correct?
1, yes.
Okay, and Madam Clerk, have we reached quorum then for the balance of our agenda?
We need one more.
Okay, then as I stated earlier, we will then take a recess until we have one more member of the two more members of the District Board of Directors here. We are in recess.
Thank you.
Okay, calling back to order this meeting of the Sacramento Area Sewer District, Northern California Sanitation Agency's Financing Authority for Wednesday, May 13th, 2026. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Directors Desmond, Dickinson, Hume, Kaplan.
Here.
Kennedy, Orozco,
Here.
Pluckybaum, Rathel. Here. Robles, Rodriguez, Sander. Here. Cerna,
Here.
Soon, Villegas,
Here.
Karpinski Costa. Here. And with the members present, you do not have a quorum.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Clerk. So here's what's going to happen. We do not have a quorum, as the clerk just mentioned, and we are going to forfeit the balance, therefore, the balance of today's agenda, unfortunately. So I do want to apologize to any members of the public, first and foremost, who have joined us here today, who had hoped to witness today's proceedings. I want to apologize to my colleagues, some of whom have traveled from distant parts of the county this morning to be with us. I will say that, and this is not to make excuses, but all of us as electeds have many other commitments in terms of other sometimes competing necessity to sit on other boards and commissions that occasionally overlap. And we do have that, at least for 2 members that I'm aware of this morning, 2 members of the Board of Supervisors who had to be elsewhere. They had obligations to serve on that respective board. That said, what I've asked our executive director to do, working with the clerk, is to agendize for the next regularly scheduled sanitation district board meeting an item that will hopefully, with some substance to it, give us a better protocol for how we manage the expectation that we will at least have quorum here, more so in the future than these instances. So I think that's a worthwhile thing to add for our consideration for the public to chime in if they so wish. So I look forward to that. But with that, again, my apologies, and because we have no quorum, there is no further business before this Board of Directors this morning. Any other members have any comments or questions before we adjourn? Okay, very good.
I support, Chair, I support what you want to talk about on the agenda.
Great, very, very, very good. All right, with that, we are adjourned.